to show how aggrieved and how sad we are by this devilish act by people of the underworld, by people who do not want people to live in peace and have a peaceful environment. Apparently, if you know the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the principal responsibility of government is the protection of life and property. But for state governors, if you know how the Nigerian Constitution works, they do not have a military, a police, or an army which they command. They always come from above. But that's not to say we have not done anything to support this military. Governors are not the chief security officers, they are like the chief logistic officers of their states. And as a government, you know, we started with this incident. So we have even trained people not long to graduate from the Citizenship and Leadership Center, where we have people that we call the Operation Rainbow, so that they will give the regular security outfit information, they will help them with intelligence. But it's quite unfortunate that people will just wake up in the morning and they're in a mourning situation because assailants have taken over villages. It will interest you to know that cutting across Bokos and 𝗪𝗪ᴇᴛ local government, 23 villages were attacked by these assailants, by this dead devil. And at the same time, so you know that it is a well-orchestrated ethnic cleansing program that took over Plateau State. At the same time, you begin to ask yourself, where did they get these sophisticated weapons to unleash this mayhem on innocent citizens? You will know that this is sponsored, this is well orchestrated, this is well planned with military precision. And you know, as a people, we are sad. We are a community that celebrates Christmas. They've spoiled our Christmas celebration for us, and we hope that going forward, we will not experience these carnages, we will not experience this devilish act by these people. And we are also using the opportunity to call on government to stop them from continuing this act, because it is one too many. We cannot be counting our losses on weekly basis when government is taking off, when government is doing great for the people. These dead devils will just attack. It's like they're not comfortable with our testimony. It's like they're not comfortable with what is happening on the plateau. We've done well for the people, and it is important that we have an ambience that is of tranquility, an ambience that is peaceful, so that at the end of the day, our people will enjoy the dividends of democracy. What is life if you're not alive?
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, let's start this way. His Excellency Governor Caleb Mutfwang was on national TV earlier today, and he talks about the fact that terrorists have been occupying schools in 𝗪𝗪ᴛ for years. Now let's talk about the intelligence gathering. I remember, you know, there was a time that Reverend Dr. Miwazi Dandara joined us on the show. I'm sure he's someone you're very familiar with on the plateau.
Everybody on the plateau is.
And he talked about the fact that the biggest problem we have with our security challenge had to do with intelligence gathering. If the governor is aware of the fact that terrorists have been occupying schools in 𝗪𝗪ᴛ for years, and he got into office in May this year, over 7 months, what has been done, what has been taken up on this one? And then you talked, the last time you joined us, you talked about Operation Rainbow. Has it started working? And what did the governor do with the information that has been at his disposal? Him coming out to say that terrorists have been occupying a certain local government for years means that he's aware of this and what has been done, and this local government is also part of the local government that was affected. What is being done about that?
Yes. Now, apparently, it's not only the governor that is aware. Every right-thinking person on the plateau knows that there are communities that have been taken over by terrorists, by land grabbers. It's been there for a while. And if you think that we're just giving intelligence for the first time, then that is a wrong pattern of thinking. Because we have said this over and over again, even before this public outburst. And again, apparently the law enforcement agencies, they know about these things. We are hoping that the federal government of Nigeria, because there are United Nations treaties, enactments that stop people from grabbing people's lands. You cannot come from elsewhere and wield your guns on people and take over their ancestral lands and begin to dictate what happens in such communities. That is barbaric, that is antediluvian, that is not a 21st century behavior, and it must be nipped in the bud. This cancerous behavior cannot be stopped by that state government alone. There is a need for the federal forces, for the federal government to come to come to our rescue, because our people have been named, our people have been killed, our people have been bruised, our land has been taken, our means of livelihoods have been taken, and then you have a government that doesn't just keep quiet and fold his arms and allow things to fester that way, especially when they are negative. And they are spoken. That is why we use a national platform today to say our land is under siege and our land has been grabbed. So it is because in need of help. That's why we're speaking about it.
Honorable Musa Ashons, the pattern of these killings seems to follow the same. There's an attack in the middle of the night, it's coordinated, and then, it's always during the day or a couple of hours after the assailant must have left that the security operative will start coming in and start combing the neighborhood, and at the end of the day, it's the same statement: the perpetrators will be brought to book, and the perpetrators will be brought to book, the perpetrators will be brought to book. But as it stands now, and it looks like this is a coordinated attack. It looks like it's an attack that is strategic, is premeditated, is calculated, is planned. Is this a deliberate attack to constantly lay siege on the people of that state, or is this still an issue of land grabbing, an issue of elders and the settlers? What exactly is up for grabs? Is it the soul of the state, or this has to do with political conversations? Hello? Okay, we'll still try and reconnect with the Honorable Commissioner. I'm sure it's the network that is really affecting the conversation on the show today, but we'll just keep trying. We keep trying to pull the conversation up. The governor was on TV this morning, and I will read a part of his statement, admitting to the fact that the challenges are huge, and he's also reaching out to the federal government to do the needful in making sure that every single person across the 17 local governments in Plateau State is safe. And then you can't explain those things. It has nothing to do with how many people, even if it's one person that got killed. The most important thing is that every single person that stays in that state must feel safe. Every single person that does anything in that state must feel safe. Okay, let me get a grip on the statement of the governor of the state earlier today, and we just read a portion of it while we try to reconnect with the Commissioner for Information. Okay. Governor 𝗪𝗪𝘁 has criticized what he describes as the lack of political will by the federal government to flush out marauding terrorists on the state. That's in the Plateau. The governor he was on national TV earlier today, and he talked about the fact that the crisis on the Plateau has continued to escalate because no arrest has been made so far. The governor described as unprovoked the Christmas Eve simultaneous attacks by assailants on over 15 communities in Bokos and 𝗪𝗪 local government areas of the state. The latest attack have been so far claimed 115 lives, with scores of others injured and 100 houses being touched. The governor says that this carnage must stop. The governor said that, as a matter of fact, adding that the security agencies in the states may not be able to do this alone without the support of the federal government. The governor said, and I quote, "I will be talking to Mr. President on this. We need to summon the political will to give instructions to security agencies to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria and even the internal integrity of our land boundaries. There are ways of acquiring lands, not through violence. We must be able to resort to constitutionalism in dealing with these issues. The people who want the land on the plateau are free to approach the communities." And the people who want the land are free to approach the communities and get it the proper way. So this is the governor probably agreeing to the fact that this is still about land grabbing. I mean, hundreds of lives been killed. Hello, Honorable Commissioner. Thank you for joining us back on the show. Hello.
grave. From the rose and the earth sings, the season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. From the pouring of my blessings, I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance. In the rain it's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, the Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. It's green for me. Standing alone can be a heavy load, but my vows I won't be breaking. Though my heart is aching, I got a word and I won't let go. It's your will I'm seeking, so I keep on believing. I see it now, I understand, I know. So I embrace it, dance. Once again it's time for me to grow. For every prayer and every tear I've sown, the Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping joy 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. I thought it was over, thought you were done with me, but we're just beginning. Whoa, my life is a journey. I will walk with you, I will go where you want me to. Yes, I will go.
Hello, good evening. Hello, Honorable Commissioner. Good evening. Are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. We had to just switch gear. If you observe that, I was speaking with you on another number. I think the network on the other side is really not good.
It's very, very bad.
Yeah.
It's one of those challenges that we face.
Wow.
Sometimes you cannot connect with other villages if you are under attack. And these ones that are well planned, 23 villages were attacked almost at the same time. It tells you that it is well planned. They have the atlas of achieving all of that, and they did it without any hitch. And if not for the intervention by the military, maybe the number of casualties would have escalated to a number that only Nigeria will be happy. To us as a government, every platoon life matters. Talk more of losing them in droves. And you know, our platoon people are very, very productive. They're very, very hospitable. You've been here, you've stayed here, you know how clement our weather is. So sometimes when they come from their arid regions, they want to take over our lush land because they want to rear animals and all of that. And we begin to ask, who does that? No right-thinking person will do such a thing. But as a government, we will not hold our arms towards our people being killed. We will mobilize them, we will sensitize them, we will give them the necessary education to stay safe. But the protection of our people with arms lies in the hands of security agencies who continue to rely on them until when maybe there is an enactment or there is a law that gives us the permission, the free will to protect ourselves. But like I told you, the 𝗪𝗏 has been started. We have trained people to the major local governments that get affected easily, like the 𝗪𝗏𝘁𝘀𝗪, Mangu, Bokos, and the Basa local government. These are local governments that until now, that Mangu joined them. Mangu was never a part of this program. When you begin to ask, how are our assailants after our lives? What have we done? What crime have we committed for us to deserve this nefarious behavior? If these people are Nigerians, is this a patriotic way of doing things, or is just that they get excited by killing people? So there are a lot of questions that do not have answers, and we hope that in the coming days, these behaviors, these acts, these silly ways can be moved in the bud. But before then, we are looking up to God and the Federal Republic of Nigeria so that this behavior can stop.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, His Excellency, when he was talking this morning, talked about the fact that these killings had continued and no arrest had been made. And in the last few months, let me just put it from the 29th of May till yesterday, the 25th of December, it's been killing too many. People in their hundreds have been killed. But I want to ask, the major metropolis in Plateau State hardly get affected by these killings. Just north, just south, the center where majorly the commercial hubs is really going on. What do you think the principal needs to do to protect the people at the outskirts within this local government? I've been to Mongo local government before. I've been to 𝗪𝗏 local government before. I know how much unguarded lands that we have in those local governments that are just empty, unguarded. What do you think you need to do on the quick fix, or what are your plans on the quick fix? Even if the government is going to come, the president had released a statement condemning the killing. The Nigerian Governors Forum had also done the same. We've seen this play out over and over again. Are we ever going to get an end to this, Honorable Commissioner?
It is the result of the people that kill us. If they want to stop killing us, nothing will happen, because it's not as if it is reprisal, it's not as if there is a war between us and them. They just come to kill us for no just reason. So once there's intelligence gathering and they are stopped from killing people, and once you allow people to kill and they go away, they come back again. And the military in just that's what we should say having. And giving us something that to cheer about, that they found phones and some incriminating items from the assailants. Our hope and our dream is that these people are arrested and brought to book, because this book that we always say people will be brought to, this book that we always say people will be brought to, it should be filled by now. It should be full. You understand? And when things happen, we say people will be brought to book, they'll be brought to book, and when they don't bring them to book, the book will remain empty. So there is a need for these people to be arrested, so that they will know their sponsors, they know why they do these things. If there's something that we need to sit down and discuss, we can do it. But once you have people come from different parts of the country or even outside, because we don't know, to come and kill people and they don't walk away freely, they will continue to do it. It's like if you are doing a profitable business, you will reinvest in it. You will bring further investments and investors into it. So generally, we do not know what we've done to these people as a state. They cannot wipe us, because that is practically impossible. This is a land that God gave our forefathers this certificate of occupancy. There's no intimidation, no amount of killing will make us to leave these lands, because we have this attachment to our lands. The attachment is premium, and it's quite unfortunate that people will do these things over and over again. It's like they don't enjoy our peace. It's like we are enjoying, they say, these people are enjoying again, let's go and kill them, and they come and they kill us and they go. If we continue like this, will anybody be safe again in this country, especially from Plateau State? It's unfair, it's uncalled for. I'm sad. It is very, very unfortunate that this is happening in 2023, when the year is about to run out. When they sit down to plan how to treat people, shouldn't they also sit down to plan how to develop Plateau State and Nigeria? Have you ever sat down with a blueprint to say this is how we want this country to be? They can plant evil, but they cannot plant good. So as a government, we will always continue to plant good for our people, for their betterment, and we will make sure that good overcomes evil by the grace of God.
Honorable Commissioner, when His Excellency was speaking this morning, he talked about the fact that if people want to get land, they should do it in a constitutional way. That means they should approach the right people. All of these killings, is it safe to say that it is purely about land grabbing, resource control, grazing reserve, grazing routes? And I want to ask you, is it really worth the human life? If the governor says that the presidency should use the political will to handle or to settle some of these things, is that an indictment on the presidency coming from your end, Honorable Commissioner?
It is not an indictment. It's a responsibility that should be carried out by them. We're only calling them to duty. It's not as if anybody is indicting anybody. And apparently, all these things you mentioned is just evil. That is the drive, that is the tonic, that is the ginger behind these killings. Whatever you will say, if you want to own a land in Banana Island or Lekki, get your money and go and buy it. Whether you are in Lebanese or from China or India, the land will be sold to you. You bargain. If it is comfortable for the owner, they sell it to you. So it's not about you coming and using guns. The guns, were you given the guns for free? Didn't you buy the guns? the energy you insert and exert in going to these communities, shouldn't you use it to think deep and look for how to get land instead of taking it by force? And when you come and the people repel you, or they have the same kind of energy that you bring, are we going to have a Nigeria that is peaceful for all of us? Apparently, why we are calling on government is that the responsibility as given by the ground law, which is the Constitution of Nigeria, is that the protection of lives and property lies with government. In the case of Nigeria, with the federal government, because at our level too, we have rules, we have responsibilities, but you don't now have a military that you command. If you call somebody, maybe a police commissioner, the government does not have the power to give him marching order. He will have to tell you that you come from above. The general officer commanding whichever division in Nigeria doesn't take commands from any governor in Nigeria. That is a known fact. It's been there since 1999, except if it is amended, but that is how it is. So sometimes you have to call on this that have the power to do so, if not all the time. But on a good day, if we are living in peace, we will be calling on anybody to come and do something for us in Plateau State. We will do most of the things because the people give us the mandate here. We need to give us power so that we call on others to help us.
Okay. If we agree, or if you say that over 20 communities across 2 local governments were affected and it was done simultaneously, is this a failure of intelligence gathering? Because if this assault, this killing was done simultaneously across 20 different communities, that is, these individuals didn't come in their tens, they probably would have come in their hundreds. And how would they do that and escape where there's Operation Save Heaven in the state station across some of these soft and delicate local government? Is this a failure of intelligence, or intelligence came through and it was not acted upon?
I won't say it's a failure of intelligence entirely, because we had signals that we were going to attack certain communities. While we put our guards on these communities, they went to other communities. And it's not as if they announce on TV, it's not a jingle that you do and say, "Fire is coming to us," or the video is coming. It is wickedness, it is devilish, it is satanic, it is shamanism. So they will make sure they hit you hard. If not that God is on our side, the casualty would have been more than this. Imagine dear devil men with their guns in their hundreds in 23 communities, and the casualties around 146 with small people getting injuries and all of that. So sometimes you know it's the failure of intelligence entirely. It's the failure of this, is the failure of the resolve of those people to live in peace and to cohabit, to coexist with their brothers if they are Nigerians, or to cohabit with their African brothers if they are from Africa. Wherever they are coming from, it is wrong for people to take people's lives. It is perilous for people to just sit down and begin to plan on how to eliminate the people. The people really create.
Okay, now let's talk about the conversation of state police. And this is a little digression from the situation, again related to the situation. You talked about the fact that taking orders and then the process and all of this. What is your position on the issue of state police? Perhaps if we saw it happen in Maiduguri, where at the joint task force there was the civilian task force that was later absorbed into the central military. Is this not time for Plateau State to start looking at this, or push a stronger conversation around state policing?
Apparently, we have always been for state police, and it's very that this program has failed to cease. It is very, very important that we have our civil defense, what do you call it, Operation Rainbows, or the Rainbow operatives. They should be given an express employment into the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, Nigerian Police, Nigerian Civil Defense Corps, so that they know our territory better. Because the Plateau man is a very strong man. The Plateau man is a very is a force that you cannot just wipe away if you know the history of Nigeria very well. But we cannot take up arms against the state. That is insurrection. But if we are being employed and we are given state powers, if we are given the authority to do so, we execute it well. People cannot just come into our communities and work us like that and go away. So it is an appeal to the federal government of Nigeria, to those that are responsible for recruitment, to give us special space and provision, because our state is in danger of insecurity.
Okay, before I let you go, Honorable Commissioner, what is the state of things now? You made mention of some recoveries, maybe some mobile phones and a few other things. What is the state of the situation in the states at the moment? And then, the people, because a lot of those villages obviously will have been deserted by now. That means more people moving into the IDP camps and all of that. It's not a very palatable situation. In terms of relief materials, in terms of, safety and of other communities, what is being done at the moment in regards to that?
We're not a community that likes being in IDP camps. We accommodate our brothers. An injury to one is an injury to all. That is the PLATEAU spirit. That's the PLATEAU mentality. Our people have been bruised, and it is unfortunate, it is uncalled for, and we hope that going forward these things will not reoccur. And like I said, our people accommodate one another. So if there is an issue, those areas that have not been set ablaze, those communities that people have not been killed, they will accommodate their brothers and sisters, and they will be vigilant. But what is vigilance when you do not have sophisticated weapons, when you do not have self-protection? And we're not asking our people to go for self-protection because it's against the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But we shouldn't be killed like cats, like chickens. This is Christmas season. We cannot be slaughtered like we're slaughtering cows and chickens to enjoy ourselves. When they slaughter us, do they enjoy themselves? Should this fester? Should this continue? And again, we were not expecting these things to come to our places. We're peace-loving people. So we cannot be making arrangements so that our people will be killed, then we'll bury them, then we have an interview with the 𝗏𝗏 and other media outfits, then we will not continue again. Once a PLATEAU man is being killed, it takes all PLATEAU people it makes all PLATEAU people angry. It makes all PLATEAU people to become agitated. And as a government, we must give our people hope. Hope that we will build PLATEAU better, we will secure their lives, and we will do the needful. And when we continue to have these things happen, it is bad, and we are hoping and praying that this will not continue.
Okay, the governor of the state also said this morning that it will get to a time where the people would have to defend themselves from these marauders, these people that comes in at the all times and just kill people unnecessarily. How valid do you think this conversation would be if the people of the state have to start defending themselves? Is this an admittance that the government has failed in its primary responsibilities of protecting the people, or is just one issue too many? Can we get to that?
When people get killed every day, you cannot be talking about failure or success or anything, because once a life is taken, it is a minus for any right-thinking person, for any man whose mind is still intact. Except for people who have, except for gangsters, except for rascals of epidemic proportion. If lives are taken, if it is your community, for example, will you fold your arms and allow your people to be killed, then you bury people every day? Then you have an interview and say, we condemn the act, people will be brought to book. If it gets to a point, people will have no choice than to protect themselves. Maybe you come and speak to you on an official capacity. If I was speaking to you in my capacity as Musa, I will tell you, I'll tell you the right thing to do. You cannot be killed on a daily basis by me. People cannot just sit down and orchestrate how to kill us. We can also sit down to orchestrate how to defend ourselves. It's very, very important.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication, PLATEAU State, Honorable Musa Ashams, for joining us on the show today. Once again, I want to extend my heartfelt condolence to the people, the communities that have been affected by these unfortunate killings, and most especially to the government of PLATEAU State and the peace and good-loving people of the state. I've experienced what it is to be peaceful in that state. I stayed in that place for 7 years, so I think I have a first-hand experience. Even though this killing did not start today, I've also witnessed some of these things. But I hope that quick fix solutions will come, and to make sure that everyone on the plateau, for a state that is known to be the home of peace and tourism, then issues like this should not be happening. Once again, I extend my condolence to the people of the state, the governor of the state. Please, we beg you, on behalf of everyone, the governor should reach out to the president and do the needful. Honorable Musa Ashams, thank you very much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me. The governor is the president already as we speak.
the governor's forum are meeting with the president in Lagos.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, that was a quick one with Honorable Musa Ashams, that the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication from Plateau State. And then, we have to just get his opinion in respect to the unfortunate situation that has happened in the state in the last 24 hours. And the numbers are still coming up, which is quite unfortunate. And I really hope that the governor, as he's meeting Mr. President, will prioritize the security needs of the people of his states above anything else. I've always said it. Irrespective of how good you are in terms of infrastructures, irrespective of how good you are in terms of development, in terms of creating a business-friendly environment, if the people don't feel safe, investors will not come. And it's quite unfortunate that in a few days' time, there's supposed to be a groundbreaking event in the state that would have the multiple Grammy Award winning superstar 𝗪𝗪𝗪 to come, lay the foundation of a film's village in the states. And this is happening. It's quite sad, it's quite unfortunate. And then, like the Honorable Commissioner said, the next thing you get to hear is, the perpetrators will be brought to book. So I ask, the book should be full by now. In my few years in that state, I saw quite unfortunate incidents, but the assurance would always be that the people will feel safe, and then the people will be able to, go about their normal activities without the fear of being attacked. There are also reports that the attackers, the assailant, actually wrote letters to some of these communities that they will be coming. All of this boils down to intelligence gathering. If you know that some of these communities, 𝗪𝗪𝗪 and Bokos local government is a very sensitive place, these are the things that should prioritize the need for the safety of these people above anything else. The safety of lives and properties of the people must at all costs be prioritized at the federal level, at the state level, at the local government level. Everybody needs to be security conscious, and even us, we have roles to play in all of this. Some of us know these people, some of us see what they do, some of us, because there's no way you can justify that about 24 different communities were attacked simultaneously and over 100 people were killed, and none of the assailants have been arrested. Not a single one person have been arrested, and it's almost 48 hours that the unfortunate thing has happened. So people just go about burying their loved ones in their numbers, and then they will tell you that investigation is going on. It is not possible that these simultaneous killings was done by the same set of people. No, it's strategic, it's planned, it's well coordinated with superior firepower, just coming to the place, open fire on people that are sleeping innocently in their homes. The government needs to be more responsible than just releasing statements and promising that perpetrators will be brought to book. Responsibilities will need to be put on the table of individuals that are saddled with such, and it's the government, it is the governor. Whether the order comes from above, whether the Inspector General of Police or the GC, whoever it is that is in charge, the government needs to be responsible for his people as well. These people are not the one releasing allocation to him. These people are not the one bringing in monies to the state. He's responsible. He's the chief security officer of the state. He's the number one person that is saddled with the responsibility of protecting the people that voted him into office, and he should not allow political conversation to distract him. Well, I once again extend my heart of deep felt condolence to the good people of Plateau State. Really accommodating and lovely people, but it's just unfortunate that on constant basis they get killed, they get slaughtered in their numbers. From all of us on the political desk of mainland 98.3 FM, we extend our condolence to the people, the governments, and everyone affected one way or the other. It's quite a very pathetic situation to be in. Well, away from Plateau State in the course of the outgoing calendar year, and believe me, there's been a lot of them, from Rivers State to Edo State between the governor and his deputy, to Ondo State between the governor and his deputy, the election, and it's just been one issue to the other. Well, it's been a very big year. in Nigeria. Politically, again, you want to say the general election played a huge role in how this year will be defined, and it's something that we're going to focus more on Wednesday. That's the midweek edition of the program. We look at the general election and how it has probably defined the year for most of us. But today, let's talk about these issues, especially the issues between the governors and their deputies. It's something that happened a few times in Rivers State between the immediate past governor of the state, 𝗪𝗪, the current minister of FCT, and the sitting governor, Governor Fᴏʟʟᴏᴡ, and also happening in those states at I'm trying to just keep it as civil as it can be. Well, I'm talking about Governor 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪 has been sick, unable to carry out his constitutional responsibilities since June 2023, and then he came back to the country, informed the House of Assembly that he's resumed office. That was in September. He's not been seen till last week when a letter was written and it was sent to the House of Assembly that the governor wants to proceed on another leave, and then his deputy 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪 has had to step in as the acting governor. All of the drama that ensued in between that period, to the point that the commissioner for energy in the state, 𝗪𝗪 had to release a statement that excuse me, the handwritings and the signature of the governor is being forged. Well, we're waiting for the investigation in respect to that. And Rivers State also, the House of Assembly, the Hallowed Chamber of the House of Assembly was bombed, according to the Commissioner of Information of the State, Honorable Joseph Johnson. He joined me on the show as well. We're still waiting for the investigation in respect to who carried out that unfortunate attack on the Hallowed Chamber of the State House of Assembly. We're still waiting for that investigation also. In Edo State, the governor of the state had a huge fallout with his deputy, Comrade Philip Shuaibu, to the point that the deputy was actually told to move out of his office and he was relocated to a different location. It was reported that he barely sees eye to eye with his principal, that's the governor, Governor 𝗪𝗪. But then he came out to tender a public apology, and then it was all over the press, and then the governor said, don't worry, go and see no more. But the conversation obviously had not been detached from the off-cycle election that would happen in that state in October 2024. That's in less than a year from now. The deputy governor, Comrade Philip Shuaibu, had openly declared his intention to succeed his principal to run for the office of the governor of Edo State next year. And then there's the conversation around the Edo Central politics, who has not been governed before, who has not been governor, who has not produced the governor. So let's see how all of that would also. But in all of this, it has brought up the conversation around the constitutional position of the deputy governor. If you've gone through it, it wasn't particularly defined as such. So a couple of people have said, well, these people are acting like a spare tire. But it's unfortunate, especially the case in Ondo State, that could not also be detached from what happened in respect to the off-cycle election that would also happen in the state. Well, a couple of calls are coming in, but I'll just use the next 1 minute or so to read the messages. We'll take a break. I'll take the headline news and also I'll pay some bills. Then when we come back, I will start talking to you. This is 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪, and it says, my heartfelt condolence to the people of Plateau State. It's unfortunate that the security budget, which has always gotten the highest amount of money, seems to have turned out to be what the people are embezzling at the detriment of the innocent citizens of the state. Okay, the worst part of it is that nobody has been brought to book. I feel as urgent step, the federal government should declare state of emergency in any state that insurgency keeps occurring, and the security vote should be suspended while move to establish state police is set up. God bless Nigeria, and God bless you too, 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪. Thank you for reaching out to us on the show today. Okay. He said, my condolence also goes out to the people of the states that have lost their lives. And then in respect to the river crisis, I will support the government's intention if that is what will bring peace and progress to the state. Still the same person. Thank you very much. We'll read a couple of more messages when we come back from the headline news and also pay some bills.
have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline news on Mainland FM. My name is 𝗪𝗶𝘁𝘀𝗛. Plateau Governor 𝗪𝗵𝘁𝘁 promises justice for victims of attack. Fᴏʟʟᴏᴡ says truce with 𝗃 mediated by Tinubu will be implemented. President Tinubu celebrates Akume at 70, says SGF is a reliable Nigerian. Minister of Power Adelabu assures Nigerians of stable electricity during Christmas and New Year. On the foreign scene, United Nations official describes absolute carnage in Gaza as Israeli airstrikes continue. And in sports, FIFA moves Burundi and Falcons qualifying tie to Dar es Salaam in under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. That's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
When your whole world comes crashing down, please look up. Assemble the team and jump out of the brains. Wake it up.
What'd you have for breakfast?
We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's why anytime when I cook like this, I dey always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatashe, shombo, onions. No one wey I no dey put. Na him make my pikin them they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see? Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no
992 or 0703 713 1166 or